greater BX following. Now, your presentation should be informative, interesting to the audience, and it should tap into your strengths as an entrepreneur and your area of expertise. It's not a sales pitch. It's a 10-minute educational and insightful exploration into what you do. And of course, it should be exciting. The concept is to provide great content that's helpful or interesting to the audience. Members are welcome to apply to present and excite across any of our events, as well as our Facebook Lives, reaching audiences of over 10,000, building your brand credibility and exponentially growing your business, and of course, supporting BX, which is a good thing for all of us to do, because the more people in BX, the more referrals we get. Okay, so today we have Chantel Gerardy. Now, before I introduce Chantel, I've been doing a little bit of research on our presenter. So we actually stalked them on Google, and we found a couple of interesting things out that may be true or false. Let's see what you think. Here's what I found. Chantel loves camping. Chantel plays badminton. Who thinks number one? Number one? Yeah, about half. Who thinks number two? Okay, reveal to us, what is it, Chantal?
Well, I kind of gave it away at the beginning because I'm so excited that I'm going camping tomorrow. However, in school, I did play badminton in high school. So that was something that I did do and still do enjoy when the wind is right, which is not very often. Okay. So luckily I have other stuff to keep me off the streets.
Do you go glamping or proper camping?
No, we camp, but we do glamp. Like we have all the bells and whistles.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's important to have a nice bed and
100% self-inflating, no air mattress.
There you go. So you spend a fortune on camping gear, no doubt.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah, fantastic. Okay, so let's just introduce you. Today we have Chantel Girardi. And are you stressed out, overwhelmed with this new era of using social media marketing in your business? Do you feel like you're spitting out content but nothing is sticking? What difference would it make in your business to have a fast and free strategy that got you more than just friends, but clients? For those of you who don't know Chantel, Chantel empowers business owners and their teams with the skills, strategy, and systems to successfully manage their social media and email marketing to get customers without paying for ads. Now, I think today's presentation is titled Replace the BS in Your Online Marketing with a Business Strategy. Featured on Channel 9 News, NBN Fox, and winner of multiple Australian and international awards, out-of-the-box marketing education and innovation in the online marketing space, along with top 10 Australian business strategists to watch out for. Maximize your online marketing potential with a simple strategy. We also like to find out a little bit more about it. I'm sorry, I'm reading the script here and I've been up all night. So without further ado, let me introduce Chantel Girardi from Facebook Strategist.
Hi, thank you so much. Let me see if I can share the screen and we can get started. There we go. Awesome. So firstly, I want you to know that I'm actually probably most of how you are. I'm non-techie and I don't actually like to be online. So when I hear that I've won multiple awards and all the stuff that I've achieved, I want to let you know that you can do it too. But how can you make sales from your socials? So that's always the biggest question. So who of you here would love to have a more rewarding life? And who would like to have that off and online? So not just online, but also offline. And who would like to get the hell off social media? I actually don't like being on social media. And who would like whatever you do online to actually be meaningful? And who wants to get clients whilst doing the stuff that you love to do? So I'll still be generating clients and getting leads and prospects while I go camping this weekend. And who hates being online, is non-techie and wants to play more? Maybe that's me because I love playing. And who wants to make more money and simply whilst having more holidays? Definitely me. So this is me. I do scrub up every now and then. Chantel Gerardy, an award-winning Facebook strategist and social media coach. And I've actually recently just converted my business into a company called Online Business Marketing. And I believe that the only BS you need in your online marketing is a business strategy. Yes, I'm a bit cheeky. But these are the three things, and I am going to go over them with you today. But the three things that I found that I needed to have in order to make sales from my socials and from my online marketing: skills, strategy, and systems. And it meant that I didn't have to live online, and it meant I did not have to pay for advertising. 6 years in this business now, and a previous six-figure business, both of them without any paid ads. A little bit about me and BX. I have now been, I think it's 2 years, Loz can correct me if I'm wrong, 2 years on the Gold Coast with BX. I helped grow the first flagship BX in Robina with Mark Grant. I've, over the years, been nominated Member Experience and Networker of the Year. But pre-COVID, I was fortunate enough to be able to go to Sydney and present at the BX Awards. And I have helped many BX members and have many referral partners Australia-wide, and hopefully that could be more wide. But let's go back to the beginning. This is it for me, okay? I had challenges in my business. 13 years ago, I moved from South Africa to Australia. I had my twins at the time, identical twin girls, were under 4 years old, and my youngest was 1. So I had 3 kids under the age of 5, non-techie and hyperactive, still am. Nobody knew me on the Gold Coast. I had no money, no Centrelink, no financial support. In fact, I was paying my way into the company, into the country. I was in a saturated industry, and I desperately needed to make money after my husband was then made redundant twice in the first couple of years. And I was stressed, fearful, felt hopeless, and completely scared. So what did I do? Well, I did what any mother would do. I taught myself social media without paying for ads, and I did it whilst the kids slept or played. I built trust, and I built my brand online, and I became known as an industry leader. I connected with the right audiences, and I got the right customers, and right customers are paying customers. And I created certainty in my customer generation by developing my confidence, capabilities, and gaining clarity. So what did I learn as a busy mum? Well, I'm going to share 5 things with you that are going to make a big difference. You may want to get notes out or take screenshots, because I'm going to fly through it, because 10 minutes ain't enough. So number 1, these are the 8 fundamentals that I solely believe that you need to get right first before even going onto social media. Number 1, you've got to know who you are and how you'd like to be seen online. And that is your personal branding, and also relates to understanding your privacy settings. Number 2, you need to know who your ideal client is, and intimately. In fact, imagine that you are stalking them because you want to date them, like you're that into them. And that means you're going to know how to make them happy. Stalk your competitors. And this isn't so that you can copy what they do, but this is so that you can recognize your point of difference, because it is all about your point of difference and what you do differently that's going to help you stand out and get a result online. Number 4 is having branding consistency. And this does not just relate to your colors and your fonts and your logos. It relates to your key messaging, because social media is all written text. So really important that you have your key messaging defined. Number 5 is a strategy. And this is the difference between making money or not. And I am going to go a little bit more into it later. But at the end of the day, you have to look at your overall intention, which is not visibility. It is not know, like, and trust. It is money. Number 6 are a couple of R's. It's reviewing what you're doing, if it's working or not working, responding to people that you are building relationships with. Building relationships is another R. Knowing how to give and receive referrals and understand how recommendations are made, and making sure that you know how to maintain a good reputation online and how to act quickly in conflict. Number 7 is to get them the hell of social media. And this is a tip that I learned on Tinder, where I met my partner. True story. I wrote a blog on it. At the end of the day, if you just keep talking to them online and you go backwards and forwards, they can start checking out other people. Instead, what you want to do is get them off social media as quickly as possible, get them to swipe right. Number 8 is you want to make sure that you've got a professional profile, because people will stalk you. If you are saying that you are a hypnotherapist, and then they go on and stalk you online and it says that you're a lawyer, there's going to be distrust and disconnect. So it's really important that your online presence is consistent and professional. So once you get those 8 fundamentals right, you've got to understand that social is social, which is super cool, all right? Because it means it shouldn't be overly salesy, and there needs to be a good mix. You want to share your success stories, share statistics, show your services, and share other content, relevant content. You also want to offer your potential customers solutions. Showing social proof like testimonials is a vital part of that as well. And remember that it is not selling if you are serving. And you do not have to give it all away for free. There's coaches out there who just say, spit out content, give it all away for free. No, you need to have a strategy results in money. I won't take too long on this one, but the algorithm is number 3, and do not be scared of it because everybody blames the poor algorithm. At the end of the day, the algorithm, what you put in, tells it what you're interested in and tells artificial intelligence and moderators who you're interested in, who you're trying to provide content for, and it will match you like Plenty of Fish, the dating app. It'll say, well, you like roses, we're going to match you. So it's really important that if you are interested in your ideal customer, that you also engage with them online. You don't just go me, but you actually show interest in their content too. All right, you have got 3 seconds to get a yes. So number 4 is, and I'll go through them quickly again, so take a screenshot if you want them, but you have to get people to know you, share your story, your business story and your why. To get people to like you, you've got to connect with them. You've got to show them your value, show your client that you're interested in them. To get them to trust you, you have to have a consistent key messaging, which means your mission statements and what you say is the same. You've got to keep repeating it. And that is off and online. To show people that you're an expert, you need to share your knowledge, share statistics, and share some did you knows. Number 5 is show your credibility, meaning if you've got registrations, licenses, have won awards or have qualifications, be sure to include them in your marketing. Number 6, again, is that social proof. Make sure that you're getting other people to mention you online and you're sharing reviews, posting success stories, and get other people to recommend you. Number 7 is that brand awareness, making sure that your pitching is consistent. So even with BX, when you show up all the time, that there's consistency with your pitching and you're talking to the right people, the right offer to the right person. Number 8 is point of difference. Again, making sure that that is what is forefront of mind. Number 9 is unique selling point. So making sure that you are handling objections and people know what you're selling. So many people have got no idea what you're selling. And number 10 is a niche inside of a niche. So it is a desirable program. It is a desirable offer. Somebody actually wants to buy it and you know who they are. Number 5 is your banners and your bios. You need to get a yes in 3 seconds or they will scroll past you and possibly never see you again. So it should feel like you. Should have your branding and logo, your physical location if that's a non-negotiable. It should have the next step or call to action, your mission statement or promise, include who it's for and the problem you solve, have a person or face, especially if you're the face of the business, and have your credentials or qualifications. Here's 2 examples. So on the left-hand side, it's the before going through this process and the after. And you can see that on the right-hand side, it clearly communicates what it is that they do, their niche inside their niche, their points of difference, has their credibility, is personable, and it's going to keep the person on the page. And your bios need to be the same because that is how you will lose out on leads. So to make simple sales from your social, it comes down to these 3 things. And they're 3 things that I'm passionate about. It used to be 2, but a couple of years ago, I added the 3rd one on. So pay attention to that one. Number 1 is strategy. All right. The difference between spitting out content and actually making sales comes to your strategy. Stalk yourself, stalk your competitors, stalk your previous clients, and stalk your prospective clients. That will help you come up with your strategy. Number 2 is brain dump your point of difference and your income opportunities. Every income opportunity. Number 3 is monetize and automate that desirable offer, making sure that you've gone to the marketplace and tested it. Number 4 is go forth and get them, meaning that you need to review your strategy, tweak it along the way. Do not do a rebrand. Everybody just rebrands if it doesn't work. Find where it is failing, monitor, review, and tweak. And that's how you'll get that strategy right. And go and get paying clients. If you're not getting paying clients, the strategy is not working, you need to go and change it because the right offer to the right audience at the right price, delivered now or later, meaning that your strategy needs to include, if the customer says yes, what are you going to do? But if the customer says no, what are you going to do beyond that? There needs to be a strategy for that because people on social media don't necessarily buy the first time they see you. They've got to be nurtured. This is just an example. Fern had no idea, and she ended up getting a $3.4 thousand client who paid her upfront just from having a strategy through her content plan. Number 2 is skills, all right? If you're going to be a business owner, you've got to have some skills, all right? And this was challenging for me because I'm a personal trainer. Like what kind of skills do I have in marketing or business or anything? Rarely, like I'm a fitness person. So, and that's my previous, job. So for me, it's like, okay, you have to have skills. If you're going to use stuff in your business, you've got to know what you're doing, okay? But the good news is you only need to know what you need to know. So stop joining group programs and downloading ebooks because they are fluffy, they're cookie cutter, and they're not necessarily going to solve your problem. Stop wasting time doing things that are not working and rather do things properly. Own your business. Don't just be a business owner. If you're going to be like, own your business, take control over everything, every aspect in your business. Understand how it works. I'll give you an example. There was a business coach. There were government grants that came out. His virtual assistant got COVID, so he couldn't send out an email to his audience, which means he lost out on all this grant funding that he could have actually got because he didn't know how to send an email and he needed to do it in 24 hours. There's more to posting. So your skills need to also extend to joint ventures, collaborations, referral partnerships, networking, and it all needs to result in dollars, and that can be created online. So we all know dear old Daryl, or many of you may know Daryl, just some of the results he's been able to get through organic online marketing, because so many people think they've got to outsource or they've got to go to paid advertising, but people are getting real results and growth and making money through organic marketing by having strategy, by having skills. The third one, this one I bought in, a couple years ago, probably 2 years ago, systems. Because what I realized is that you can't go on holidays, you cannot enjoy your life if you do not have systems in place. You've got to have structure, you've got to have systems because that's going to help you have better flow. You have to have automation because it's going to save you time. You have to have a routine because it's easy, just like a training routine. You wake up every day, just go for a run. Time management, super important, making sure that you're blocking out time to work on and in your business, but also to monitor and have a look at those funnels. And remove time-wasting activities that are not serving you or your business, and that includes negative thoughts. So a couple of other things just to show you, and this just extends beyond Facebook. People are making money through Facebook Lives without paying for ads, through Google My Business without paying for ads, on Instagram by just changing from a personal profile into a page and knowing how to connect with their audience through the strategy, skills, and systems, were able to grow their profile by 77%. And an opportunity created by just changing their Facebook banner. They actually had a follower engage them for an interview, an online interview. So it all starts with you. Make sure your head's in the right place. Make sure you believe it's possible, okay? Please, you need to believe it's going to work, else it won't. And it's not selling when you're providing something that someone wants. So this is my dream day. That's on Byron Beach, actually, from the last time I was allowed to go there. So our borders are only just open, so we can go down there. But that's what we love to do. But it means we have to have the skills, strategies, and systems. But if you've got a bigger picture for your business like I did, for me, I needed to buy a house, and I was able to do that last year, 1 year ago now. I was able to not only develop a six-figure business without paying for ads and having no skills, just learning how to do this. But I bought a property for my 3 daughters who are now, my twins are 17 and my youngest is 14, and converted my business into a company as well. And that was by having those skills, those strategies, and those systems in place. But it also created other opportunities like all of this by having those skill strategies. So what else, what does your business look like on autopilot? For me, it's playing with my kids, going out and about and doing a whole bunch of things. But consider, how that would be for you if your business was running on autopilot. Because you can make sales from your socials, you can create a rewarding lifestyle on and offline, and you can replace the BS with a business strategy. It just comes down to your skills, your strategies, and your systems, and then you can create simple sales. And this is how you can connect with me. Just simply subscribe on chantelgerardy.com.au so we can connect further.
Well done, Chantel. That's one of the best excites I've seen, to be honest with you. That was very, very good. Very good, very informative. And isn't it great listening to the voice of experience? You can tell when someone knows their stuff. So I'm sure we've got a few questions here from people. We've got a little bit of time up our sleeve. So if you have any questions at all, please raise your hand and I will say, fire away. No questions? So you all know what, oh, there we go. Thank you.
It can be anything. Seriously, I'm happy to answer anything on the spot.
All right.
Go, Paul.
Yeah, more of a comment than a reaction. That was so than a question. That was so comprehensive. I'd like to take that recording and put it on slow-mo and go through that again. I couldn't write that fast, and I thought, wow, that was really great. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks so much, Paul. And yeah, just use what I do is I take screenshots of the slideshows when I'm in a presentation.
Any other questions?
Yeah, just a quick question, Chantal.
Yeah, sure.
You're obviously on a couple of different social media platforms. Do you have this? And obviously, they focus on different things. Like with Instagram, it's visual. With somewhere like Facebook, it's visual, and also obviously text as well. Links. LinkedIn is very much more professional. Do you have the same strategy for the different platforms, or do you tweak what you do on each platform depending on what the priority of each platform is, if that makes sense?
Ben, that's a fantastic question. Thank you so much for asking it. You can tell that Ben knows his, I was going to say shit. Ben knows his shit. That's how I am.
I think I know my shit, yeah.
Yeah, good. Thanks, Ben. Fantastic question. So for me, you've got to hang out with your audiences, but you have to respect the platforms. If you disrespect the platforms, it's kind of like if you had, 3 girlfriends. Okay, I'll talk to Ben. If Ben had 3 girlfriends, all the girlfriends are going to like different things. One might be a morning person, a nighttime person. One might like roses, chocolates. If he just treated them all the same, he's not going to get a happy ending, right? And that's how it works. So social media is exactly the same. If you go spit out content and do the same thing across all platforms, it's not going to work. If you're on LinkedIn, you have to respect the audience on there, and that's the B2B community. It's a lot more professional. There is also etiquette. Etiquette on LinkedIn and etiquette on Facebook are completely different. I recently had somebody who did something on LinkedIn, went and did it on Facebook and got blocked on Facebook for 5 days. So it is incredibly important that whatever vehicle you use, if you've got a sports car, if you've got a wagon, whatever car you've got, there's certain fuel that's got to go in. There's certain things that you've got to put to make it work better, and it's going to drive differently. You have to respect it. So fantastic question. So the strategy is the business strategy for the whole business. From there, we develop a content plan. From the content plan, we look at the strategy and then work out what goes on LinkedIn, what goes on Google My Business, what goes on Instagram, what goes on Facebook, what goes in email marketing. And it's what the platform is, who the audience is, what are they likely to buy? Because the offer has to be different and it has to be communicated differently or tweaked. Because say, for example, on Instagram, it's a younger demographic, 25 years old, around and younger. Facebook's the older demographic. They like different things. You can't offer them the same thing.
Great question, Ben. And I loved your pronunciation of Instagram because it sounded like the Queen. The Queen.
Yeah, it did a bit, didn't it? It's the
I'm
South
sure that's
African
what she
speaking
said. Are you on Instagram?
It's sorry, my South African pops in every now and then. So
and we've got Harris now. You got a question, Harris?
Yes. Well, first more a comment and then second a question. So love the structure and the depth of knowledge. I'm also a structure person, so I enjoy the fact that it's not just fluff. You've actually presented a series of practical steps, not just marketing lingo. And I mean, that's a unique selling point right there for you. I guess the question was, and I'm thinking more in terms of who to connect you to, any preferred niches or industries that you like working with?
Thank you so much for asking, and thank you for your comments. We've had great success in the trade industry because a lot of the tradie wives, we work with them and they seem to, they get a lot of wives. I train a lot of wives a lot in the tradie industry, but I do trade a lot of wives. A lot of companies that develop from financial to even product-based businesses, if they have so for example, I work with Sober and I work with Good Mix. They've got a product, but they've got a voice and they want to be part of it. They want to have a podcast. They actually want to make a difference to the world. It's not just about selling their product, which means they don't want to outsource their marketing to someone else. Their wife and usually a team of a couple people get given the job of, here, can you do it? But everybody's running around with their heads chopped off. I come in and I pull them together and I help them manage it themselves more effectively. So
okay, beautiful. Because I had someone in mind. I want to pre-qualify them first, if they're serious enough, and then yeah, we'll maybe connect.
Yeah, thank you.
That's great, Harris. And I love the way Harris is a new member and he's exercising the law of reciprocity straight away, because that's how this thing works. The more you refer other people, well, they don't feel obliged to refer you to other people. It's just that, you know, that karma thing that the more you give, the more you get in this thing. And it's fantastic. So well done, Harris. Very impressive, mate. Okay, I think we're going to throw